vocal workshop.
You can do that? I didn't know you could do that. Well, good for you. How is that?
Good. I'm hoping like it'll help with like performance
Uh-huh.
anxiety.
Have y'all already begun to...
Yeah, we've already met like 3 times. Well,
Yeah.
Twice. Yeah. Because I missed the first day that they met, but it wasn't really like a class day.
How did you miss it?
I went to go meet with Brockman.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got in trouble there, I heard.
Yeah.
What?
From who?
From him.
Oh. Yeah, because I never got the emails about choir auditions. And so I wasn't sure like when they were.
Uh-huh.
And then like I was getting worried, so I texted Trevor and he was like, "You already missed them." So then I just like immediately emailed Brockman and I was like, "Yeah, I missed choir auditions. Like, what can I do to fix my situation?" And he was like, "Come by my office." And then he was all like, "How did you miss?" And I was like, "I didn't know."
It is a little crazy that you would not hear your colleagues talking about choir auditions. I'm sure that was the buzz. It's a little...
I don't talk to anybody.
Well, dude, because then you don't miss things.
Yeah, that's why I was texting Trevor and I was like, when are they? And he was like, "You missed them."
Mm-hmm. So what did he say to you?
He just said that like don't let it happen again, or I'm just gonna like miss a semester of choir.
And then get behind?
Yeah. He was like, "I should have known," and I was like, "Oh." He told me that they're every Sunday before, or the weekend before the semester starts.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, well now I know, so I'll never miss
again." But
again.
you didn't do it last year?
Yeah, but I didn't know it was the same.
Yeah.
So I didn't know it was the same, or if they're gonna be earlier or later or what, because I didn't know if they had everything figured out for what choirs they were gonna have.
But that's pretty remarkable. I mean, I get what you're saying, and that you were like, "Oh, that's a freshman thing." Did you think you stayed in that choir the whole time you were here?
No, like I know I had to audition again. I just thought maybe they were like the first week when class started or something, and I was surprised I hadn't gotten any emails or anything yet.
Yeah. Well, at least y'all got it. You talked, and How do you like choir now? That was Haley in here.
I like it the same.
The same?
Yeah. I mean, I liked Ware.
Uh-huh.
I liked Ware.
Yep.
And I like Brockman, so.
Good. Y'all have only had one day, though, right?
Yeah. No, 2. Yeah, one. Today's our second day.
I did that too soon.
The music's pretty.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to get her video loaded up. So your music this semester, have you mapped out for yourself kind of, I would take...
Like what order I want to do?
Yeah. And also just map out a timeline, like use the weeks that are on the door for a studio class. I think there are 11 studio classes, but there are 12 weeks because we don't meet next week because of Labor Day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Map out first, perhaps when your seminar performance is and which piece that you like the most that you'd want to do for that. Do you know what that is?
No,
off the top of your head? So you might want to go back and listen to all of your pieces and see which one you would want. What did you and Mrs. Hood work on in your rehearsal? Because I saw her. She said y'all rehearsed. I assume y'all found one another.
We did. Ich liebe dich.
Okay. Is that what you're singing today at noon?
No, I think I'm going to sing Du bist wie eine Blume.
Okay.
Last semester.
Ich liebe dich is something for this semester, is that right? Okay, good. Cool. I should put...
Yeah. See, I kind of want to do one of my French ones next, but I'm not sure if I'll know it enough to start it. And so if I don't know it enough to start it, I'm going to do my Italian next.
Well, you'll have to... Part of the issue there, though, is where do you spend your time? Are you going to try to learn both this week so that do you know what I mean? If you try to, well, you said, oh, you're going to work on Ich liebe dich and then decide.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your voice is on its way to getting better?
Yeah.
Have you gone back to the doctor? Do you have to go back to the doctor, or are you supposed to just
No, they didn't say that I needed to come back for a follow-up or anything.
Okay.
And I've been taking my allergy medicine and just doing what I can to stay on top of it.
What do you remember from your jury? I don't know what I did with the jury sheets. Do you still have them in your email?
Yeah, they should be in my email. I know I didn't delete it.
Can you pull it up and see if you can find it?
Mm-hmm.
Read it to me. See what my colleague said to you about your jury. Oh, you might not be able to do that on your phone. I just realized that.
Yeah, it shows up.
It does?
This one's yours. It says, good to hear you after a long day. For some reason, the pitch isn't centered. I wonder if this is nervous or what. It is actually riding high, which usually means there's not enough open space or air moving. I think that sometimes be nerves, but you have to be more aggressive and feel like you are really project to make the sound cooperate with you. And then despair, the pitch range is a little more middle voice and helped you find more grounding. The pitch center is much better. I love how clear your text is. You're really allowing your articulators to be free and work for you rather than holding like you used to do.
Are you engaged or is that just a ring?
Oh, I'm engaged.
Oh, when did that happen?
About 2 months ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So I didn't even know, because we don't talk like that. Is that person a student here, or are they?
No, he lives in Dallas.
Oh my gosh, so you have to do long distance.
Mm-hmm.
How often do you go?
We see each other every weekend. And we have...
Does he come here or you go there?
Both.
Okay, so you alternate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and usually when he comes here, he picks me up and we go to my parents' house.
Mm-hmm.
And we spend the weekend with them.
So what does he do in Dallas?
He works at CarMax.
Okay.
He went to UTI in Dallas,
mm-hmm.
but he graduated last March, and so he's been working at CarMax since.
So is he a technician or a
mm-hmm.
salesperson?
He's a technician.
Oh, and how did y'all meet?
I have family in Corsicana, which
mm-hmm.
is like an hour south of Dallas.
Uh-huh.
And my cousin took me to Dallas to like go out, like after first semester last year.
Uh-huh.
And he was the manager of ballet. And like we were talking to him whenever we were leaving because it was taking so long for our car. And that's just how we met.
Oh, fun. And it was 2 years ago?
8 months ago.
8 months ago.
Yeah.
Cool. When's the wedding?
Next June 23rd.
Fun. A hot wedding.
Yeah.
Are you going to be outside?
No.
Will it be here or Dallas?
It's going to be in Corsicana.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where my parents got married too, in Corsicana.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Fun. Proceed.
Popham said, List, you seem so much more confident this semester. There's a lot of sliding in the opening, and the target pitches don't always center. I would recommend more of a portamento than an actual slide. And then the despair, when you allow the tone to spin and have vibrancy, it is really lovely. Sometimes you want to hold the tone and it loses its beauty. Keep it vibrant all of the time. And it says all of the syllables sound equally stressed, which makes it a bit more difficult to understand the text and affects the legato. Strive for more syllabic stress within the line.
Do you understand what she's saying about I don't necessarily agree with her. One, she doesn't know the song. But do you know what she means about portamento?
No, I don't know.
It's a slide with vibrato, is all she's saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of like, it's not fun supposed to have slides.
It is supposed to have slides. And she asked me later, and I'm like, actually, it's notated that way. So.
This is Aisel. She said, you look really lovely, very polished. I hear so much more sound from you. You have been working hard. Keep working to find consistent release of breath up and down your range. I am sure you work on lip trills. I think those are useful even after you have learned a piece. Keep doing them even when you have learned and are performing music. In the Haydn, I encourage you to find more opportunities for physical release. This may help you discover some new vibrancy. Be silly, roll around on your bed and sing. Modern, dance around your house while you practice. You got some really naturally vibrant sounds on some of these longer notes in the middle. And she loved Cure.
She what?
It says she loved Cure. I guess the word Cure. And Despair.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Right here. Okay.
I giggle at that just because she doesn't know you. The thought of you rolling around and doing interpretive dance just made me giggle.
This is Grimes. I don't know how to say her name.
Renfro.
List. This is very pretty. Work to release your jaw so there's more space for the vowel. Haydn, this is a good choice for you. I would love to hear you find a stronger connection to your lower support and energy. Work to release your jaw a little more. Think taller space. I think you can find a stronger emotional connection to what you are singing as well. And she said we would love to have you in opera.
There you go.
And this is Dr. Boutte. You look lovely. Oh, where is that? You are being beautifully expressive. Keep working to do more of that. It will help release the sound and give you more energy. I see you are getting a low breath, but sometimes I can see it locking up. I also think you can focus on opening the mouth space inside to increase resonance and add more warmth to the sound. This got better and better as you sang the Haydn. And it said it had a lovely tone. And this is Lawrence. For Liz, the tone and legato are great. Keep working to balance the air and tone. Some of these pitches are having a tendency to push a bit sharp, like what you said. Perhaps working on increasing the difference between the breath energy you use low in the voice and the breath energy needed through the top. Bottom could use less, top could use a bit more. Haydn, I could use more direction in these lines, give a sense of where things are headed so each note you sing is leading somewhere. I'd love to see more physical activity throughout the piece, more specific choices for the storytelling through the face and body.
Good. So what do you think about all that?
That I need to open up more and work on my breath and work on my mid-range and my syllabic stress.
Those are all things we were already doing, right?
Yeah.
So you just need to keep at it, and go further with it.
Yeah.
Right. The other thing I think is interesting is you're pretty much being told the same thing by everybody, but it's being said in their verbiage.
Yeah.
So you've got 6 different ways of saying the same thing, which is kind of interesting, you know. Have you sung today?
A little bit, yeah.
Let's just see what's going on, okay? seem more connected to me and have a little more vibration to them. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Can we do? Do you remember what imagery we use with this NG?
Like a whining dog.
Make sure the top one feels that way, okay? Let's go. Can that one feel like a smaller puppy dog? Do you feel where that is? Does that make sense? So as you get lower, still make sure there's contrast between them. What will tend to happen is the top one starts to feel more like the bottom one. But we want to keep them separate so that you're feeling that transition of moving, making sure high feels like high resonance and low feels like low. You know? Do ooh for me now. Same pitches. Can it be louder? Good. Good. So, how does that feel in comparison to your NG?
I don't feel the vibration as much on the top of my mouth, like the roof of my mouth. But I still think about it being like up as high as the NG.
Let's juxtapose. Let's do one NG and then one ooh, okay? Good. Make sure you enjoy the slide. You got it down too fast. Go again. So, why are we doing them next to one another? Do you know?
To improve my ooh.
But how?
By feeling the same as the NG.
Do they feel similar?
They feel similar.
I feel like sometimes the NG has more vibration than the ooh.
Yeah, it's like stronger and I feel more like pushing out. And the ooh, I feel like I'm holding back.
So, get them, make the ooh fit the NG. Again. One of those seems like it's not quite the same pitch as the others. Did you hear that at all? So it's going a little bit sharp, yeah?
Okay.
Make sure that when you inhale, that you feel that. So not all those are the same. Do you hear that? Better. So the top one's a little flat.
Yeah.
But that's that same area that I was talking about a while ago where you need to feel more contrast. Feel more puppy dog in the top one. NG. A little lighter. Yeah, then slide down. Feel how different those are? That's what you need. Now do ooh. Right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. Good. So what have we been working on the whole time? Those were really good, by the way.
Getting my sound to have more like energy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know like what the right word would be, but to
There's
like
a bunch of words you could
and to
use.
like bring it forward more instead of like holding back so much. And to make it more like my ing.
Here are the two things that jump out at me, and you're not wrong. I'm going to just say it in a different way that I think is equally important. You're paying attention to the vibration and its intensity, which has to do with how much air pressure you use, which is what Dr. Lawrence and some other people were talking about. Dr. Lawrence was actually the most articulate in terms of, he said you're using too much in one and not enough in the other, right? And we're trying to balance that right now. And I think paying attention to how it vibrates and the strength of it is helping you connect the idea of breath pressure with it too. Does that make sense? When you're holding, what are you doing with the air?
Holding it back.
Yeah, right. When you're pushing sharp, what is it?
Like pushing too much out, like too aggressive.
Yeah. And finding that equilibrium of that is really important. The parallel I made to you before is if we put our hands together and match the energy. You have to make sure that you don't yank on it, or that, if I'm leaning into it, that you do too, that you really find a balance, basically. You already find that balance when you, because you just have to maintain it to keep that moving. It's when you take the lips away that air then feels like it has permission to not be consistent. Then you have to stay with that. So the lip trill really makes sense to you. I don't hear a lot of the illness in it. It seems nice and focused. It's not breathy. Do you remember that being an issue before? So that's nice that you're coming back with some skill sets that you obtained last year kind of staying with you. You know what I mean? Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Let's just do... You pick whatever vowel you want, So what I'm hearing there is you articulate each pitch change with an H. And so that airflow we're talking about is disruptive for each one, and some of those pitches aren't actually in the center of the fundamental. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to have to feel sloppy for you to feel connected to it, okay? So you come off the air in the top. You got to sing louder. Right. Does that make sense? Good. Now try your E. Good. So it's beautifully connected. There's a little airiness in it, which means your vocal folds aren't coming together all the way.
Okay.
So you probably need to give it a little more volume so that you get vibration. Yeah, vibration's a big deal. Better. So then we have places where it's focusing beautifully and then it comes in and out. Do you feel that? That may be some of your illness still hanging on. You know what I mean? Siren it, go. See, all that's nice and focused. Do you feel that? Good, so then, let's...
like adding my H's in, I think,
Mhm.
and that's why I'm like coming on and off.
Mm-hmm.
I think the slides of them doing it helps me settle it more.
So let that one be a part of your practice this
Yeah.
week, but we want to eventually not feel like you have to be dependent upon that slide, and that
Yeah.
your body just remembers what it's like to do a scale that's smooth. But I really think the struggle there is that whenever it is smooth like that, it doesn't. Your ear hears that as sloppy, but you know that the other form-wise is not correct,
Yeah.
right? And the other promotes breathiness and out of tune. This is in tune and focused, right? Now let's work on this mouth opening a little bit, okay? You get why we needed it fuller? Why?
It made my like vocal cords come more together and took the breathiness away.
You got it. Good. So you're doing a good job here of that. When we do, or the E that we did, you can now use that position for it. Yours was a little shut and now it's not, okay? When we start doing two vowels at the same time, alternating one another, you can't sing two vowels at the same time. What do you think we're always after there? Do you know?
Trying to get them like more like each other.
Yes. How are they right now? Do you need to do it again? Okay. Let's do it again a little louder. One more. So can you describe the difference between them?
Yeah. I always start off like really tall for my ah, and then I come up a little bit for my E, and then I kind of keep it there.
Which is, so don't over open for your ah.
Yeah.
But as far as their sameness, do they feel similar in their vibration?
The E, I feel more vibration.
Aha. Do you think a word through all of this? Because ah,
he for E.
And ah, we kind of forgot about.
Yeah.
And ah needs some attention, just because we all think of a choral ah as in father, and we need, if it's going to vibrate like E.
Like brighter.
So we're thinking what word? It can be any word that has a diphthong on it that already has E, so that your tongue will anticipate that arch. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Ice, I.
Oh yeah,
fly.
Ice. We always say
Yeah.
ice.
Yeah. Instead of aw. Yeah, I'll try it. Say ice for me.
Ice.
Say it in your head voice.
Ice.
Be careful not to over open ah. Just
Oh.
good. Alright, can you get rid of the breathiness? I those. Good. That was a little aw. Did you hear it? It was breathy, right? Say I. And it fixed it immediately, didn't it? Yeah? So can you focus on that this week? Because the beautiful thing is when you tell it the right thing up here, we get the right thing comes out. Yeah? It does what you tell it to. So we just got to make sure you stay after that. Do you want to speak me some language real quick?
Yeah. The German?
Y'all looked at this? Is that what you said? I forgot. Yeah. Did you look at it with text or just on a vowel?
I sing on a vowel.
Good.
Ich liebe dich, so wie du mich.
So.
So. Oh.
Feel like you're going to see ooh. Zo.
So.
It's real close. Say zoo.
Zoo.
Zoo. Oh.
Zoo. Oh.
Zoo.
Zoo.
Don't move here. Zoo.
Zoo.
Ooh. You feel the difference?
closed, and I mean
Okay.
closed. Yeah. So wie.
So wie du mich am Abend und
Good. Let's say as in
A,
ice. Am
Eis.
Abend.
am Abend
Mhm.
und am Morgen.
Mhm.
Nach war kein Tag, wo du und ich.
Good. Notice kein already is that that we're after, and it just is by accident because there's an e after it. So that's a good one. Going on.
Nicht halten unsere Sorgen.
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 Good. You might want to circle the Z under there because you see the S in the German and it just throws
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Going on.
Auch waren.
Auch. You need to really feel ouch. Right.
Auch.
You might write the word ouch above it. Yeah.
Auch waren sie für dich.
Für.
Für.
Good. So E and U together. If you're not already puckered for U when you say the E, it probably is not going to happen. Für dich.
Für dich und mich. Geht halt. Like so.
Leicht.
Leicht. Zu ertragen. On the IPA and in the music, this word tröstetest is different. Right here it says tröstetest, and in the music it's tröstetest.
Good observation.
Added an extra.
We need to go look that up. They probably, this IPA is often, I went to the wrong place. Oftentimes there are mistakes in the IPA.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. We found this to be, yeah.
So I crossed it out and put
Good.
tröstetest. I just
Okay.
didn't want you to be like, that's the wrong word.
Yeah.
Du tröstetest in Kümmer mich, ich weint in deine Klagen. Drum Gottes Segen.
Siegen.
Segen. Segen. No, how do you say it? Like that?
Siegen.
Segen. Über dir.
Über.
Über dir. Du meines how do you do the
Liebens.
Liebens. And then this one, the
Freude.
Freude. Gott schütze. Schütze. Gott schütze dich, erhalt dich mir. Schütz und erhalt uns beide.
Right. Now what's the next step?
To say it like if I'm saying a poem.
Meaning what? What do you have to pay attention to for it to feel like a poem?
Syllabic stress.
And there's another stress. Are all the words the same? Is ich is important?
Oh,
Is dich?
yeah. No.
Yeah. Your word stress, right?
Word stress.
Yeah. Good. You're the first sophomore who's answered that question right so far, and I've asked it every one of you. And I've threatened to demote them back to the freshman Fridays if
How
they don't get
embarrassing
it.
would that be? Oh my God.
Well, but it means you didn't get the information
Well, yeah.
the first time, so it's not really meant to be embarrassing, but I can see why it would be. Yeah.
Well, it would be for me.
Yeah. Does that make? Well, I think it would for anyone, but that's not the intent. Yeah.
Of course.
So you've got a good handle on the syllables, and you're actually doing it with some flow. But have you started doing your note cards yet? Do you know what each word means?
I know most of them. I've been
Yeah.
trying to say the German and then say the English and then say the German and then say the English.
Yeah.
How you told us to do? Yeah.
Well, I think the
note cards
might help facilitate that a little bit.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool? All right, let's hear where you are with the note. And if you want to, did y'all run your piece that you're going to sing at noon, or did y'all just work on this piece?
You just write on this.
I'm happy to do both in
Okay.
this.
I would like to do both.
Yeah.
On Friday, I didn't know which piece I was going to sing.
Got it. We played with that over the
Yeah.
weekend.
What piece are you singing today? I don't have it.
I'll give it to you.
Okay. Well, what is
What
it?
is it?
I'm
It's
curious.
Du bist wie eine Blume.
Okay.
I wonder if you played that. Do you want to start with that first, or you want to do
We
this?
can.
Okay, that's fine.
Whatever you want.
Sounds familiar, but I don't know. Who
You-
wrote it?
Well, there's more than one, but this is the list.
Okay.
Do you want me to give her the one from my studio folder last semester? Since
Oh,
she's just
yeah.
reading it?
That would be, yeah, because mine's a little messy.
No worries.
It's all my writings.
Trevor just played for me the French pieces he chose. They were beautiful.
Yeah.
Ravel.
I went through like all my songs.
No, I don't know
was
that.
like,
Oh, wait a minute.
I had a hard time choosing.
I didn't have it open right. It's going to be the last one, isn't it? Yep.
Yeah, it was the last one that worked out.
Long song is slow, right?
Mm-hmm. It is pretty, isn't it?
Sweet.
So what's the challenge here?
Staying open on the high ones, like not like getting like lockjaw.
The first page, I think it has to do with a pitch issue. Do you hear that it's not quite in tune? Can you let your ear guide you and the focus of the pitch? I think sometimes when it's airy, it's a little odd. Yeah. Sing the first page for just a little bit in an effort to get that with just the E. See if you can get more focus in it.
How about maybe?
Oh, sorry.
So the pitch is already better.
Yes.
There's some Hing going on there, which is making it not really connected, right? Can you try it again? So part of the challenge there is that you got to make sure no matter where you are in your range, and I mean it jumps from middle to low to high, that you stay focused. You sometimes pray you land in the right place rather than just know where it is, right? Okay?
Again?
Good. So where are the pitch problems right now? It's better than it was at the beginning. Now it's just certain ones. It was every one of them at the beginning.
I was thinking the F sharp right now.
I thought the F sharp was pretty good.
Oh, it was good?
The A, it's the lower middle that tends to be weird.
Yeah, I'm at the lower F sharp.
Oh, gotcha.
And then the
Got
A.
it, yeah. Yeah, Zoholt. Can we do that?
Right there?
Uh-huh. Good. Can you make sure those A's are focused? Good. Are you trying to sing louder into it? Because you don't have to. Because if you sing too loud, it won't focus. Just say ee. Do you hear airiness or do you hear vibration?
Airiness.
Try to get rid of that.
Oh.
Now go. You want to try that again? Can you sing that sharp? You finally fixed it. Do you hear it?
Yeah.
Take a good breath and listen to it. Then go on. Good. So part of it's just your ear hearing that as much as it is coordinating here. I think it's both, right?
So,
Yeah, there was something I was going to say about that. I don't remember what it was. Do it again right there on Zoe. So you have to really feel that. Sing the C to the F sharp. C sharp to F sharp. 5 times. Again. Those feel like you know exactly where that is. The other, it sounds like you're not quite sure where you're going. Yeah? So let your ear be ahead of your body, right? As you move up on this E, can you let go of your jaw? Yeah? On Zoho? So we don't really hear the F sharp. Hold from out of the F sharp.
Okay.
Go. What's that vowel? That'll help a whole lot, right? Yeah? Go on. That's okay. Go on now. Do you see that you really are questioning every one of those rather than knowing?
Yeah.
I heard you wonder if that B is right. And you weren't singing the wrong pitch, but you have to know where that is, right?
this is last semester, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
D, F to B. Can you do that? Again. So the first pitch doesn't have enough high in it. Now the bottom one doesn't have enough low. Right. Do that again. So I think this is exactly like a violinist knowing this finger is not here, and my ear hears that it needs to be there. And this and this have to be married. And I don't know what, you're not relying on them to work together. I'm not sure what the disconnect is, but do you feel it?
Mm-hmm.
You have to feel the center of the pitch, feel it in the vibration as well as hear it. Yeah, can you do that again? Good, the F sharp is the issue. That was better. Again. Good. And what did you do to fix it? You added a little more substance to the bottom pitch, right? Yeah. You have to take it out and put it in depending on where it is. And this song is not easy because it does go back and forth. And you want to keep your dial at one place and hit all the pitches. And that's not how that works, right? It'd be like her saying, okay, I'm going to play that whole melody with just this finger. She could do that, but it would not sound very good, would it? Right? Yeah. Try it. Okay?
The E?
Sure. Right there.
Right there.
That's,
And keep
yeah,
going.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's good.
1, 2, 3, 1.
So you don't give enough space to the high note, and then you sing too hard into the D.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Are you aware of those adjustments, or you need me to tell you them? It's okay. I don't care. You do. Okay. All right there. So you have
have to get used to bum, bottom. It doesn't matter where she is because she's doing that the whole
vamping.
time. Does that make sense? Those aren't the.
Yeah.
It's not the wrong pitch. It's just not in tune,
Yeah.
right? Do you? Is it that
I
you
heard
didn't
that
hear
it
it?
was wrong.
Okay. Okay. Schleicht mir. Or schleicht.
Right there.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to measure you come in. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. We need the whole interlude.
Sure.
Okay. Let's try the same time.
So do you understand what the issue is there?
Yeah.
What?
Like space and not. I'm holding back.
Yep.
She has all the answers. You
Yeah.
asked the question. She
So
got
what
the
does that
answer.
mean?
Just stop holding back.
Well, yeah, you got to go make it muscle memory.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I'm noticing with all these sophomores.
Mm.
They listened to
Mhm.
me, but it didn't. It's
Mhm.
not. It hasn't become
Mhm.
muscle memory,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
that impetus needs to happen because you know what happens at the end of the year? A sophomore proficiency.
Oh, and
yeah,
you said they've been really
they've been rough.
stringent
Yeah.
on the students.
Mir ist. You want to give
Right.
it bottom, bottom. Much better. Look, so those all kind of fluctuate. They need to be the same, right? Say again. Let's stay on it. Good. Patent. If you don't open for the F sharp, it won't be in tune. Do you hear that? You're trying to sing it just like the other. Yeah? Erhalt. So she needs to get. Good, go. Good. So there's still things to be learned in this piece, right? Yeah. You want to do your other one on a vowel? So the intonation got better in this the further you got into it. But do you understand it's the same concept? It's a little bit different sensation because it sits low to middle. It doesn't ever really go high except for the F, right? And the the low doesn't really want to come in. Does that make sense? Sing the first two pitches. And if I were you, I should send y'all this. Somebody put on Facebook the funniest yodel. It is a German person doing a yodel that is.
I want to hear it.
Yeah, I'll send it to you via text.
Okay, thank you.
But you kind of have to feel like you yodel on that first
I think
pitch.
yodeling is just kind of funny.
It is
It's
very
just
funny.
hilarious.
Yeah. Can you sing the bottom one in chest? Say ah. Say it. Ah. Ah. That's chest. And that's the pitch.
See?
Do you feel how different those are? Go fast to it. Good. Make sure you get on the pitch. Go again. Make sure it's E and it's higher on the top. Again. Right. Do you feel the difference?
Yeah.
Do it again. Good. So it really is about you paying attention to the vibration of it, and whatever you feel like is missing, if it's going high, then you need to add more low vibration. Your body can feel that. You just fixed it. Do it again. Good. I need more in the bottom. It's not volume, it's more low resonance. Speak it. Right. Right? Right. And you just do that over and over. Do it again. Good. Now we're getting a little too much down there. See if you can just trust that. Right. Yeah. The top seems a little airy. Can you fix that? Right. So you got to do that over and over so that every time you do that, it feels just like that. Right? Now go on. Good. It was a little sharp. Right. Do you feel the difference in the vibration of that?
Yeah.
Because I think feeling it is as important as hearing it. You understand how to play with that better now? Okay, good. We probably should be done. Do you have a class at this time?
No, but I'm meeting my manager right now.
Okay. If you got a class, then you need to set an alarm.
I misspoke the other day. Your barrier is until next semester, so this semester is 480. Not what I said before. Okay.
And this is the rest of my music.
Oh, great. Thank you. Ooh, the Respighi looks good. I don't know that, but the piano part looks.
What's the name of it?
Respighi. Abbandono.
Oh, yeah.
It looks really pretty.
Abbandono.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that is fun.
Is your Italian improving summer to summer?
Yes.
That you're in Italy
it
for
is.
such a long time. It's so fabulous. What? That one?
Yeah, sorry. There's another one called L'Abbandono, and I was like, that's not the speed.
Okay.
But that was, I was like.
That's true. Bye, Mary.
Bye.
See you at rehearsal.
Good work.
So do you make the coffee?